In this video, you're going to learn how to write a geometric formula or a geometric rule when you're only given two terms in that geometric sequence. We're going to go through three examples together. By the end of this video, you'll be able to write these sequences efficiently and easily. So let's dive into the first example. They're telling us that the fourth term in the sequence is 10, the seventh term in the sequence is 5/4. How do we write that geometric formula for finding any term? There's a couple different methods. I'm going to show you the first method where we're going to do a substitution. And what we're going to do is we're going to write a formula for each of these, using each of these terms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to our explicit formula for geometric sequences. And our fourth term is 10. Our first term we don't know, so we'll call it a sub 1. Our ratio we don't know, we'll just call it r. But 4 minus 1 gives us 3. We're going to do the same thing with the seventh term. So this is 5/4 equals a sub 1, which we don't know, the ratio, which we don't know, and 7 minus 1 is 6. So now we've got two equations, two variables, a1 and r. How do we solve for those two variables? Well, let's go ahead and rewrite this first equation by dividing both sides by r cubed. If I do that, I get a1 equals 10 divided by r cubed. Since we know what a1 is, let's put that in terms of a1 in the second equation. So now we have 5/4 equals 10 over r cubed times r to the 6th. Now this r to the 6th, you can think of that as being over 1 because anything divided by 1 is itself. And when you divide, what do? You subtract the exponents if the bases are the same. So in this case, it's like this becomes r cubed. 3 of these cancel with 3 of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 1/10. So that gives us 5/40, which reduces to 1/8, and that equals r cubed. But to find r, I'm going to have to take the cube root of both sides. Cube root of 1/8 is 1/2. Cube root of 1 is 1, cube root of 8 is 2. So that's our ratio, our r value. If we plug it back into r here, we get a1 equals 10 over 1/2 cubed, which is 1/8. And remember, when you divide by a fraction, it's like multiplying by the reciprocal. So that means that our first term is going to be equal to 80. So now we have everything we need to write our explicit formula. We say that a sub n equals a sub 1, which is 80, times our ratio, which is 1/2, to the n minus 1 power, and you've got it. So let's try another example. See if you can do number 2 on your own. Now, you can use the substitution method, but I'm going to also show you another technique as well. So let's see, our fourth term is 3/2, so let's just go ahead and say 3/2 equals a sub 1, which we don't know, the r value, which we don't know, and 4 minus 1 gives us 3. For the second term, that's 2/3. We don't know the first term, we don't know the ratio. 2 minus 1 gives us 1. Now, the technique I'm going to show you here is to divide these two equations to cancel out the a1s. a1 divided by a1 is just 1. r cubed divided by r to the first. When you divide, you subtract the exponents. That's going to give us r squared. And remember, when you divide by a fraction, it's like multiplying by the reciprocal. So this would be like multiplying by 3/2, which gives us 9/4. Now, if we take the square root of both sides, square root of 9 is 3, square root of 4 is 2. But when you take the square root of both sides, you get two answers, plus or minus. So if I take, let's say, the positive 3/2, and I put it right here, that gives us 2/3 equals 3/2. Times a1, okay? So now, if I multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 2/3, I get a1 equals 4/9. So one of our equations would be a sub n equals a sub 1, which is 4/9, times the ratio, which we said was positive 3/2, to the n minus 1 power. But what happens if I put in a negative 3/2? Well, if I put in a negative 3/2, then what happens is we're going to end up getting a negative 4/9 for a1. So another possibility would be negative 4/9 is a1. The ratio is negative 3/2 to the n minus 1. So in this case, you actually got two different formulas because based on the information here, we don't know if we're multiplying by a positive r value each time or a negative, the value of r could be negative. So let me erase the whiteboard. Let's try one last example. See if you can do this one on your own. Okay, the second term is 1/7. The fifth term is negative 27/7. How do we write that explicit rule for any term in this geometric sequence? Well, let's start off by writing a system of equations. So we'll say negative 27 over 7 equals a sub 1 times r to the 5 minus 1, which is 4. And then for the second term, that's 1/7. That equals a sub 1 times r to the 2 minus 1, which is 1. I'll just do that same technique of dividing the two equations to cancel out the a1s. R to the 4th divided by r to the 1st is r cubed. Remember, when you divide, you subtract the exponents. When you divide by a fraction here, it's like multiplying by the reciprocal. So that comes out to negative 27. And if we take the cube root of both sides to get r by itself, we're getting an r value of negative 3. Now, if we take the negative 3 and we plug it back into either one of these equations, let's see what we get. 1/7 equals a1 times negative 3. If I multiply by negative 1/3 to both sides, that comes out to negative 1 over 21 equals a sub 1. So now we have everything we need to write our formula here. We've got the first term, which is negative 1 over 21, and the ratio, which we said was negative 3, to the n minus 1 power. So great job if you're able to follow these 3 examples. If you want more practice with sequences in series, not just writing the formulas, but finding the sums of a series or working with summation notation or recursive formulas or other different types of problems that you're likely to encounter working with sequences in series, check out that comprehensive video I did right there, and we'll go through and review those topics. I'll see you on that video.